All right, guys, this is David from Forex Empire, and I'll be doing a Sunday swing session. So um, we're going to be starting from AUD USD today. And as we've seen in the past, the daily structure, basically we got a nice levels right about here, and a continuation of the pattern over and over again. And then we ended up here. Now, if you go on a smaller time frame, on a 4-hour time frame, you can see that the price has came to the previous support and rejecting from it, and at the same time it created the nice divergence. So, and the price basically pushed up. Now what we're gonna expect is probably a break of this small resistance and then consolidation. So probably it might be a week long, but right about this gap right here, there's going to be a level 1 consolidation, probably a level 2 here, and then the M formation right about there. So, or maybe halfway through. So all we got to do is just watch how the market plays out and then react to it. So far so good with AUD USD. So let's jump on AUD CAD. All right, AUD CAD is the same situation here. We've seen the W and the support. Level 1 here, level 2, and a nice resistance at the 78.6 if you zoom out on a daily time frame. Now, there's a nice M. We pretty much sold it right about there or something. We made a profit on the way down, and we're about to make a profit on the way up also. So we waited for the price, basically right about here. I think we booked our profit somewhere right there. But this is the first leg. We didn't buy here. We waited for the second leg to push down into that support zone, break this price, the low, do a stop hunt, probably, I don't know, 5 to 10 pips, 25 pips, and then take off. So we've seen that happen, and that's the reason why our entry is right at the bottom. So we just gotta wait now for this small resistance to break through, and once that happens, then it will be a nice takeoff from there. All right. So once that happens, it's going to be a nice takeoff. That's on 650 pips take profit. So you got to be patient for it. Okay. All right. Next would be AUD-CHF. AUD-CHF, basically on a smaller structure, it's not looking that great. But on a daily time frame, it's still a nice trade that we're expecting it to go bearish soon, but we haven't seen any momentum, but right about there on a daily time frame. So this is a nice 61.8 retracement. At the same time, you can see that there's a bearish engulfing reversal candlestick pattern right there. So we should see a bearish engulfing candle that will indicate us to stay in this trade. But if not, it can continue to push forward. But as long as I've seen this, it looks like a bearish trend. So probably we're just going to be holding it, see where the price goes from there. Okay. Next would be AUD-JPY. All right, AUD-JPY. It basically pretty much did a lot of damage last week, where the level 1 got created, but the other level was supposed to be an impulse, but the market retraced back all the way to the 78.6. Remember, it hasn't break the support. Once you find the peak, and then you put your stop loss outside the peak, you're good. But the thing is, don't count the level wrong and have a bad entry, because that's what everybody messes up. The bad entry that messes you up. So once you know your entry, pretty much you enter here, you put your stop loss here, this price will never come back down. What happened? 78.6 retracement, and the price is pulling back up again. So we basically found our nice level 1 consolidation, but we're going to be waiting for this zone to break through, create an impulse and consolidation here, and then we'll consider this as a level 2. But until then, we're just going to be holding this trade. All right, next would be AUD-NZD. All right, AUD-NZD basically did what we expected. I was pretty much expecting the price to go up, break this trend line, and then after that, break this resistance right about there with an impulse. You can see that there's a candle. right about there. They go engulfing candle, break through the resistance. Now the price is consolidating, but at the same time, it stayed above the 200 EMA. Got the retest at the support. That was a nice entry. But we got an entry here, but that was a nice entry right there. And a nice engulfing that basically breaks through the first consolidation zone. Now it's ending up in a second consolidation zone. But this consolidation is not enough. It needs to be a week or so. So we're probably going to be waiting for a little bit longer and see how it consolidates, where it consolidates. And then we're going to mark up our second level, and then the first leg of an M, and the second leg of an M, and then sell. Sell probably going to be at the resistance or maybe at the Fibonacci retracements. So we're going to mark that up later, but right now we're just going to be holding it with a stop loss to break even, okay? Next is Euro CHF. Euro CHF is kind of going there. Oh, actually, no, my 4 hours is better. All right, basically we found the W level 1, level 2, and a nice M, and I pretty much expected the price to go back up and do an M, but looks like the price wants to come back up again and create the first leg that I was talking, the second leg I was talking about. So the first time when the trend line breakout happened, I didn't expect the price to go back up again, but it might be a possibility the price might go back up, do a nice M formation, break this resistance. And if it does so, then we're going to be looking for a sell. But right now, we're not going to be holding any sells. Maybe we're going to be getting out of the trade since we have a stop loss to break even. So once the price reaches right on this area, then we're going to be looking for a sell on that one. Okay, until then, we're just going to leave it. But Euro CHF will be a nice sell for this week. All right, let me write that down also, just in case I don't forget. All right, Euro CHF on the sell. Okay, on to the next trade. That would be Euro CAD. Our Euro CAD is pretty much dropping very, very nice. And we have a stop loss to break even. Pretty much looks good. But what we've seen here is the price already exceeded the 61.8 retracement. But the first leg of an M is confirmed. So what we're waiting for is a break of this to the downside. Okay, right about there, 78.6, and then from there we should expect a nice retracement back to the resistance, and the resistance would be right about there. So all we gotta do is just wait for the right moment for it to create basically create a nice W formation with a divergence, and then we can look forward in buying it. But until then, we're just gonna be holding it and then go from there, all right? Now, Euro CAD, maybe we're gonna be closing it and then buying it soon. So Euro, okay, Euro CAD, we're gonna be closing and buying later on, probably this week. And then moving forward would be AUD CAD, AUD Australian dollar, or Euro AUD. So what we're seeing here is M level 1, level 2, W level 1, level 2, nice M formation, and a nice retracement back at 78.6 that created a level 1 consolidation. Now, what we're waiting for is a nice breakout from this zone, but the price is taking a little bit longer to break this zone. So once this break happens, then we're going to be considering here a consolidation will be a level 2 consolidation. But until then, we just probably gotta have to wait it out and see how it goes from there. All right, guys. The next would be Euro USD. All right, Euro USD basically created the nice W level 1, level 2, extra level M formation level 1. And at the same time, it also create the harmonic pattern with the smaller time frame of market maker. Right here is a smaller M, level 1, level 2, and a nice W at the 161 point expansion, Fibonacci expansion, and at the same time, it's a 61. Let me see if it's a 78.6. Yeah, it's a 61.8 retracement. So it basically validated our trade to look for a buy, but our buy will be till here. So let's see how it goes. If it goes in our favor, we're going to be looking for a sell probably right about there, but it all depends on time. So we're just going to wait it out and see how it goes, okay? All right, next is Euro GBP. Euro GBP is basically expected to reach probably a little bit here. So what we're gonna do is just gonna wait it out, and probably 88.6 or maybe the resistance zone will be a nice sell-off. But until then, I don't think there will be a nice sell-off yet. So probably I'm just gonna be patiently waiting for a nice sell setup in this one. It's not ready yet. All right, Euro JPY. Oh, that's a nice retest. Okay, so Euro JPY basically created the peak. That's a V bottom, level 1, level 2, and a nice M formation, and then it did the breakout. A breakout, what happened right about there, that was a level 1 consolidation, and then there was a trend line breakout. Now what we're seeing is that the price is in the resistance zone. So probably at the 200 EMA, it should reject from there. So what we're gonna do is probably look for a sell on this trade, put our stop loss right above. So if all goes in our favor, that would be a nice trade. But still, it's a big profit. 252,000. Let's see, 1,500. Okay, 1,570. All right, 2.5% risk, but at the same time, it's a 15.7% risk. Growth. So 1,500 pips, 1,570 to be exact. That's our take profit zone. So 1,500 pips is quite a lot, but at the same time, the stop loss quite adds up too. So just make sure you guys follow the perfect risk management. Otherwise, you're gonna blow your account if you do bad risk management. Okay. So we'll be looking for a sell on that trade. Actually, you know what? I'm probably gonna wait. Euro JPY sell. Probably gonna wait for tomorrow. I want to see how it looks like, because on a daily it's an engulfing, like pretty much that's an impulse right there. So I want to see some rejections on 4 hour right about there, and once I see it, I'm gonna end up selling it. Probably at the Asian session we should see any rejections if that's the case, but I'm not gonna trade now. I'm just gonna wait and see how it really plays out. I'm not sure. Give me a second. It's at 200 EMA here. It's at 50 years EMA. You know what? Never mind. I'll just go in. Tell myself for some reason. All right. We're selling Euro JPY with the stop loss of 123,750. Take profit 115.500. Okay. 133,750. 133,750. All right, guys, give me a second. Let me buy this trade right now. Okay. All right, Euro JPY is done. Now we'll be looking for Euro NZD. All right, Euro NZD is going back at the. All right, it's going back at the trend line. So we should see some rejections from that point. So it's just gonna be probably a lot of patience and see how it really plays out. But right now, yeah, it's M level 1, level 2, a small structure is kind of messing up the whole bigger pattern. But as you can see, there's a level 1 consolidation was here, a small one. So we should see a smaller consolidation and probably an M and a reversal. So on a daily time frame, it's not a lot. It's probably gonna be here and then bounce off. So no big deal. All right, guys. This one is like a big trade. It's a really big trade. So yeah, right there, 2,400 pips. So it's quite a bit. So we gotta have a bigger stop loss. We can't risk a small stop loss for a bigger take profit. It has to be a nice risk reward. But this is a nice 4.8 risk reward. So it's pretty good. All right, next would be, I think I'm done with Euro pairs. Next would be CHF JPY. All right, CHF JPY is not ready yet. And then CAD JPY. All right, CAD JPY is pretty much going in our favor. So right now we've seen that the price consolidated above the resistance point. Now it's going sideways, but what we're waiting for is a big impulse right there, consolidation, and that will bring my stop loss a little bit here, and then we'll continue to do so forward. But my end goal is basically right about the resistance point. So we'll see how it reacts to it. So if it does react to it, creates the pattern, then we're looking for a sell from this point. All right, CAD JPY. Next would be CAD CHF. All right, CAD CHF, it just popped up right now, not too long ago. That was an M, level 1, level 2, a nice W, level 1, level 2, and a nice M at the 88.6. At the same time, it's a divergence. So it's a nice indication that the price has done its job. Now it's gonna push back down. So let's see how it plays out. CAD CHF is done now. GBP CHF. All right, GBP CHF is on a now nice drop as we've seen. We want to see more drop, probably like 50%. Probably a W and then buy in. But right now, all we got to do is just wait for it to drop a little bit more before we even consider buying. All right, now GBP JPY is on the other. All right, GBP JPY. All right, GBP-JPY is a funny story. Right here is basically on the fib level. I think this is 78.6. No, it was a 61.8. But right about here, basically the price consolidated from here to here, and then the impulse and the consolidation happened here. This was the second level, but at the same time, when the trend line broke, everything went south. And as you can see, that the price continued to the support and didn't break the low yet. So that still validates our level 1 consolidation. So level 2 consolidation can be even more. So we will upgrade our update our take profit accordingly. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, guys. All right, now GBP-JPY is pretty much going in our favor for our time frame. Let's zoom in. Yeah. So all we gotta do is just wait and see how far it can go. Okay. Now GBP NZD. All right, GBP NZD daily time frame. Yep, it's a daily time frame, and we've seen last week that the price rejected from this point, creating a wick. You can see that that was a bullish wick. So we're still going based on that as a resistance, as a trend line breakout retest. So what I'm expecting is that the price will correct and then probably push down in the bearish trend and then create a level 2 here and probably a W right about the support or maybe break below. But we have to wait and see how it really plays out. But for now, all we got to do is just wait patiently for the 1900, around 1900 pips. So it's a big pip. So all you got to do is just be patient a little bit. All right, next is GBP AUD. All right, GBP AUD is in profit. What we've seen here is a nice trend line and a breakout and a retest, and then the price just collapsed from there. So that basically validates us that this is a level 1 consolidation, and now we're just gonna have to wait for an impulse and the correction and the second level and then drop again. So I'm patiently waiting and seeing how the price will play out. But right now, I think it's a good time to get back. I think it's a good time to put your stop loss to break even. 3,300, 8,300. All right, let me get this signal. All right, GBP-AUD. All right, it's around 294 pips in profit, but we're still waiting for more. All right, GBP-AUD is taken care of. Now would be GBP-CAD. All right, now GBP-CAD is a daily time frame also, but at the same time, it's a nice clean chart. But what we've seen here is some nice M formation. The M kind of busted out of the resistance, but it created the new high, and then now the price just collapsed. Now you can see that the price has breached the support. That basically indicates me that there's a level 1 consolidation will be formed. And as you can see, there's a trend line breakout. So most likely the price might come back up, hit that trend line. That's a nice retest, add the resistance. So it can be a nice bounce, but if not, then I can continue to see that the price continue to move downward, creating a consolidation here, and then W and a rise. But right now it hasn't created anything, so all we gotta do is just wait and see how it really plays out. Okay. Next is GBPUSD. All right, GBPUSD is the same scenario. There's a W level 1, level 2 M formation, and then at the same time there's a trend line breakout. Now what we're waiting on is a nice retest that we're looking for, a nice pullback to this. Right now it's a resistance. It was a support for this. So what we're gonna do is just wait and see how the price really plays out, and then go from there. But right now I'm looking for a sell right about there. Probably at the midweek reversal, you might see something going on. If there's news that will basically, news probably gonna play it out for us. So GBPUSD gonna be a nice sell for the week. GBPUSD gonna be a nice sell. All right, next is NZD-JPY. NZD-JPY on a 4-hour time frame is the same scenario. But if you look in a bigger time frame, it's a nice M level 1, level 2, and a W formation, and this is a big level 1 consolidation that's hitting at the 88.6, and most likely it will reject from this and then push back up. At the same time, we do see a smaller structure of a market maker, and that's W level 1, level 2, and an M formation, and a nice level 1 consolidation, and the nice level 2 consolidation. But at the same time, we do see a nice W formation. So all we gotta do is just wait a little bit longer and then see how the price reacts. But most likely I'm expecting the price to shoot back up and then go from there. So all we gotta do is just wait and see how it plays out. Okay, but at the same time, if it does follow the bigger structure, the W level 1, I'm expecting my take profit to even get higher. So probably here, there, somewhere, but we can update that for mega take profit, mega swing. So we'll see how that goes. Okay, guys. All right, next is NZD-CHF. All right, that's in profit too. And then, all right, basically same situation here. W level 1, level 2, and a nice M formation. Support was broken, and then the price corrected. It went to the 50% retracement and then retrace it back. So what we've seen here is a nice level 1 consolidation. So what we're gonna do is wait for the second level of consolidation and then a nice W and a rise. So all we're gonna do is just wait and see how it really plays out. Now, moving forward would be NZD-USD. And NZD-USD has created a smaller structure. As you can see, W level 1, level 2, and an M formation, and then a nice level 1 and a big drop, level 2 consolidation, and a nice drop again at the 78.6. So, and then at the same time, it's a nice ABCD pattern that ends up at the 161.8. So that's a nice indication that the price might continue to go up. So all we gotta do is just wait and see how the price really rejects. At the same time, you can see there's a daily hammers and nice reversal candlesticks. So that indicates us it's gonna be a nice bullish move coming in, but when, we'll figure that out later. All right, guys, next would be NZD-CAD. All right, NZD-CAD. NZD-CAD is basically tanking in our favor, and that's a good thing. So W level 1, level 2 M formation, and at the same time, if you look at here, the the price really didn't consolidate it, and it just went to the downside. So what we're gonna do is just gonna wait for the price to really give us a correction or a consolidation, so we know what level we are in. And if the price comes from here to here, that basically gonna be considered as a level 1 consolidation. But right now, I'm just wanna see how it really plays out. So most likely the price, if it goes in our favor, that's good. If it doesn't, we'll react to it, okay? Next is USD CAD. All right, now USD CAD is a tough little one. So basically the M level 1, level 2, and W formation has formed and then created the level 1, level 2, and an M formation, but at the same time it created the level 1. And level 1 consolidation is kind of wide range. At the same time, you can see that the price continued to drop to 61.8 and then rejected from this point and then went back up to all the way at the 78.6. So it's kind of creating a bigger wave. But at the same time, if you look at it in a technical point of view, what you see here is basically a nice wave 1, nice wave 2 here, nice wave 3 here, and a nice wave 4, and a nice wave 5. So what we expecting is a nice ABCD pattern right after that, right? So what do we see? A price rejected from 61 and the price rejected from the 78. Now, if you want to get the nice ABCD expansion, all you got to do is 1, 2, and a 3 right about there, cross, and there's your 100%. So right about there is what I'm expecting the ABCD to complete. And from here, there might be a possibility the price might continue to go back up. So all we got to do is just watch and play accordingly. All right, guys, next would be USD JPY. USD JPY is on a nice profit. We got it from the very bottom. So it's quite a good trade. And what we're going to do is just continue to wait and wait for the breakout of the level 1 so we can move our stop loss a little bit higher. But all we're going to do is just count the levels and see where we are. But right now what we are is we are in a level 1 consolidation. So next would be an impulse and then level 2 consolidation right about here, wherever it forms, and then we'll go from there. All right. Next is USD CHF. All right, USD CHF. Oh wow. All right, it's basically at the resistance. So most likely the price might come back to the 200 EMA and then reject from that point. So all we gotta do is just wait and then reject and then go back up. But we don't trade level 2s, and we kind of booked our profit right about here. So it was a good trade, but at the same time, we entered here and then we booked our profit here. So it was a good trade, but I don't want to rush on the sell. So all I got to do is I'm going to wait for, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 2. Hold on a second, I'm trying to figure this out. Maybe it's the different level. All right, I think that's the level count right there, but at the same time, I can see that there's a lot of divergence here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and then make a sell on this trade since it's so beautiful at the resistance and has a divergence also. So most likely the price will drop. So I'm gonna give it a bigger stop loss just in case, but my stop loss is gonna go all the way at the very bottom So we'll see how it plays out from there. All right, that's a coordination. Profit level would be, all right, 9. All right. So we got a 1% risk and an 8% gain. So all right, there we go. 8%. That basically risk reward is 1 to 8, and that's basically a nice sell. It has a 1% risk and an 8% gain, so 8.1% gain. So it's a nice trade. So we'll be going forward and making a sell on that one. Basically, we're shorting USD CHF. Take profit would be 919. All right. USD CHF. Ta-da. $1.01 and take profit is 919. All right, so basically that's done. USD CHF is done. Now the last one would be gold. So let's see how gold is doing. All right, so gold is still consolidating in this first level of consolidation. So we're gonna be looking forward and just wait it out. Wait for probably the breakout of the support, but most likely it's gonna reject from this point since there's a nice crossover and the price is retesting the 200 EMA. So most likely the price will push down, but at the end of the day, we'll see how it plays out. But right now, I'm not gonna trade it since the consolidation is pretty long. So I'm just gonna leave it all alone. But other than that, I think that's about it for today, guys. And what I'll do, I'll catch up to you guys on Wednesday regarding Euro CHF, Euro CAD, Euro JPY, and GBP USD. Until then, everybody, peace out. And if you have any questions, leave it in the comments. All right, guys, peace out.